The night is quiet. The air feels heavy, as if holding secrets older than the world itself. In the distance, the sound of leaves whispers against the silence of the grove. A lone traveler enters, footsteps soft, heart curious, eyes searching for something unseen. They do not know why they came, only that the path ahead seemed to call them forward. Above, the moon lingers, pale and watchful, as if guarding this sacred place from time. Shadows stretch across the earth, forming patterns like forgotten symbols of ancient tongues. The air tastes of stone and olive trees, the scent of history woven into every breath. The traveler pauses, sensing they have crossed into a place where mortal and divine meet. A silence deeper than silence surrounds them. Yet it is not empty, but full of presence. They feel watched, not with menace, but with an unseen kindness, patient and eternal. Here the world seems to wait, as if the earth itself is holding its breath for what comes. In that stillness, the traveler realizes they are no longer walking alone, but into a story. The traveler steps deeper into the grove, the hush of night following close behind. Every branch above bends gently, as though bowing to a presence unseen yet deeply felt. The path is narrow, covered in moss, soft underfoot and cool like the memory of rain. A faint shimmer lingers in the air, glowing pale as though moonlight has gathered itself here. The traveler halts, listening. No birds sing, no insects stir. Only silence holds dominion now. Yet within that silence, a whisper seems to curl, not of wind, but of something eternal. It feels like a voice beyond sound, pressing gently upon the traveler's heart with questions unspoken. The grove itself seems alive, breathing slowly, each tree an old witness to countless stories. Roots twist and curl like veins, grounding the earth in wisdom older than human memory. The traveler's eyes adjust, and patterns appear upon the trunks, like carvings, like sacred letters. They trace a line of symbols with their gaze, feeling the weight of their hidden meanings. Time feels fragile here, like glass ready to break, as moments stretch longer than they should. The traveler wonders if this place is a dream, or if waking life has always been the dream. A cool wind drifts past, carrying the faintest scent of olives and fire from long-forgotten hearths. The air shifts, heavy yet kind, and the traveler feels a nearness not bound by human form. They speak no words, yet in their silence the grove seems to answer, pulse to pulse, breath to breath. The ground glows faintly, a gentle radiance rising like mist, neither light nor shadow, but both. Within that glow, the traveler sees paths unfurling in every direction, roads made of memory. Some seem bright and clear, others veiled, winding into shadows, all vanishing into eternity. They realize they are standing at a threshold, a door that is not a door, but a choice. The whisper deepens, still beyond sound, and the traveler feels it echo through their bones. It asks not with command, but with invitation, urging them to see with more than sight. Each breath grows slower, deeper, until even the beating of their heart feels part of the grove. The traveler senses they are no longer one, but woven into something vast, something endless. Every step taken here will not vanish, but ripple outward, shaping echoes beyond their knowing. The grove darkens, yet within the dark a brightness gathers, like dawn folded inside night. The traveler lifts their gaze and finds the air itself bending, drawing open as if to reveal. Shapes move within the shimmer, graceful and unbound, like thoughts forming before words. Then, from the heart of the stillness, a presence steps forward, clothed not in shadow, not in light. The traveler does not tremble, for the presence carries no threat, only a weight of serenity. Eyes meet, mortal and divine, and in that glance the traveler knows. This is Athena, eternal guide. The grove is hushed as Athena steps forward, her presence filling the space like dawn unfolding. Her form is radiant yet calm, woven of light and thought, a vision both distant and near. The traveler lowers their gaze, not from fear, but from awe, as if standing before a timeless ocean. Athena's eyes hold stillness, deep as the night sky, carrying echoes of wisdom without measure. When she speaks, the sound is neither thunder nor whisper, but a harmony of both. Every soul walks a path, she says, and each path holds more than stone and soil. Her words seem to sink into the grove itself, carried by roots and leaves into endless depth. The traveler listens, breath caught, heart steadying to the rhythm of her voice. She continues, "Some paths are fleeting, touched only by wind, while others endure, shaping eternity." As she speaks, the air glows faintly, symbols shimmering upon the trees as if awakened. The grove itself listens, branches trembling as though eager to drink the meaning of her words. Athena lifts her hand, and from the earth rise visions of roads, woven with light and shadow. Each road curves into unseen horizons, branching and rebranching, flowing like rivers of possibility. The traveler sees faces upon those paths, lives lived, choices made, legacies left behind. Some roads shine brightly with harmony, others dim with sorrow, yet all are woven together. Athena's gaze rests on the traveler, piercing yet gentle, as though searching their unspoken thoughts. "You have entered this place not by chance, but because the path has chosen you," she says. The words strike like bells, clear and resonant, awakening something long dormant within the traveler. They feel a pull inside, a quiet truth that perhaps they were always meant to arrive here. Athena steps closer, her presence like the warmth of sun and the coolness of shadow entwined. Her armor gleams not as a weapon's pride, but as a mirror of clarity and resolve. "Wisdom," she says, "is the compass that guides the soul. Without it, steps falter into emptiness." The traveler trembles, not with fear, but with recognition, sensing the weight of her teaching. The grove brightens, light threading through the leaves, as if even nature affirms her words. She pauses, letting silence fall, as though silence itself is part of the lesson. The traveler feels the stillness expand, carrying the question she has not yet spoken aloud. Finally, Athena asks, "Tell me, wanderer, what do you believe is the purpose of wisdom?" Her voice is soft yet unyielding, inviting honesty but allowing no retreat. The traveler searches for words, but their tongue is bound, for the question is vast as the stars. Athena does not press. Instead, she smiles faintly, as if answers need not come at once. "Do not fear the silence between questions," she says. "It is there that truth often breathes." The grove falls still again, the glow settling, as though waiting for what must unfold next. The traveler lifts their eyes, knowing this is only the beginning of the path eternal. The grove holds its breath as Athena's question lingers, vast as the sky and deep as the sea. The traveler stands silent, heart racing, uncertain if any answer could match such a truth. Athena's gaze softens, patient and kind, as though she has heard silence's answer before. She steps lightly, her movements like ripples across water, neither hurried nor slow, but eternal. "You hesitate," she says gently. But hesitation is not failure. It is the space where thought is born. The traveler feels warmth in her words, a reassurance that silence carries its own form of wisdom. Athena gestures toward the grove, where shadows bend and the air hums with unseen energy. Symbols shimmer faintly again, shifting into shapes that feel alive, as if telling their own story. These are questions older than empires, Athena continues. Wisdom is not one shape, but many. Her words hang in the air like stars, each glowing with meaning, waiting to be gathered. The traveler listens, trying to hold the fragments together, sensing a pattern forming beyond sight. Athena turns her eyes to the horizon, where faint light bends into countless unseen directions. There are those who believe wisdom is power, a force to command and shape the world, she says. Others see it as protection, a shield to guard the vulnerable from harm and uncertainty. Her voice lowers, thoughtful, resonant as if spoken not only to the traveler, but to time itself. And there are those who believe wisdom is endurance, the quiet strength to persist and remain. The traveler feels the weight of each possibility, each truth pressing against their chest. They wonder which one is real, or if wisdom is all of these, woven together like threads of fate. Athena turns back, her eyes bright with calm fire, meeting the traveler's gaze without wavering. "Tell me, wanderer," she asks again, "when you hold the word wisdom, what shape does it take?" The question trembles through the grove, every leaf shivering as though listening for the reply. The traveler swallows, feeling the vastness of the moment, their own voice small against eternity. Yet they whisper, "I do not know." The words fragile but honest, carried by the still air. Athena smiles, not with triumph, but with grace, as though this answer is exactly what she sought. "To admit not knowing is the first step toward knowing," she says, voice tender as rain. The grove glows faintly, and the silence deepens. Yet it no longer feels empty, but welcoming. Athena raises her hand again, light spilling softly, forming visions above the earth like fireflies. The traveler sees them, faces, lives, choices, woven into stories carried by the current of time. Athena's voice joins the vision, steady and sure. "Let me tell you of those who walked before." Her tone changes, warm with memory, as though the past itself leans forward to listen. In their journeys lie fragments of wisdom. From them you may glimpse what wisdom seeks to be. The traveler leans closer, heart open, ready to hear the tales that breathe within the eternal path. Athena lifts her hand, and the visions gather like threads of light, woven into a single tapestry. The traveler watches as the glow shapes itself into the outline of a humble cottage by a river. Smoke rises from the chimney, and within the home sits a woman with a loom before her. Her fingers move with grace, weaving patterns that shimmer like dawn caught in fabric. Athena's voice drifts gently through the vision, guiding the traveler into the heart of the story. "There was once a weaver," she says, "who lived not in palaces, but among the fields and trees. The woman works without pause, her loom singing softly, filling the air with rhythm and care. Every thread she touches seems to carry the colors of her village, the spirit of her people. She weaves not for wealth, nor for glory, but to bring warmth to those around her. Cloth for the farmer, cloth for the children, cloth for the elders who sit by the fire. Her craft binds the community together, threads of cloth becoming threads of kinship. The traveler sees the villagers gather, each receiving a piece of her work with gratitude. No words are needed, for the fabric itself speaks of love, patience, and unseen devotion." Athena's voice deepens, the glow of the vision pulsing with her words. "Wisdom is not only in thought or in books. It lives in the hands that create and connect. weaver does not argue with kings or chart the stars, yet her gift is no less eternal. Through her work, she teaches harmony, weaving not just cloth, but unity among her people. The traveler feels the weight of the story, simple yet profound, echoing within their chest. The Sakirhast vision shifts, showing the weaver aged and gentle, her loom still singing in twilight. Her hands are slower now, but her eyes shine with peace, as if each thread holds a memory. Around her, the village thrives, bound by the quiet strength of her lifelong devotion. When she passes, her loom falls silent, yet her spirit lives in every cloth still held and worn. The people continue to gather, their lives stitched together by the legacy she left behind. Athena turns to the traveler, her eyes calm but bright with meaning. Do you see? Wisdom does not always shout. Sometimes it hums softly in the hands of the humble. The traveler nods slowly, feeling the truth of her words settle like a seed within their heart. The glow of the vision fades, and the grove returns to its stillness, holding the story like memory. Athena lowers her hand, silent stretching, yet the silence is rich, filled with the weight of truth. The traveler whispers. She gave without asking. Her weaving was more than cloth. It was life. Athena inclines her head, her smile faint but radiant, as though the traveler has touched the essence. Yes, she says. Wisdom is not only intellect. It is the art of weaving harmony into existence. The trees sway gently, as if bowing to the lesson spoken, carrying it into the folds of the night. And in that moment, the traveler feels the first true step upon the path eternal. Athena lifts her hand again, and the grove shimmers as though waves of light ripple through the earth. The traveler steadies their breath, watching as the vision unfolds into the shape of a restless sea. Winds roar, and clouds gather heavy with rain, the horizon trembling under the storm's weight. A ship appears, fragile against the waves, its sails straining, its crew shouting in fear. Athena's voice rises above the storm, calm yet commanding, weaving the story into being. There was once a sailor, she says, a man who knew the sea's moods as one knows a friend. He was not the strongest aboard, nor the loudest, but his gaze was steady, unwavering. The waves towered, and panic spread, yet he did not falter, his hands firm upon the ropes. While others cursed the storm, he listened, searching for rhythm within the chaos around him. He felt the pull of the tide, the tilt of the wind, the subtle whisper of the currents. With quiet certainty, he guided the ship, not with force, but with trust in the sea's design. The crew followed his calm, their fear softening, their hearts aligning to his steady resolve. The storm raged, yet the sailor stood like a beacon, his silence more powerful than shouts. Wisdom, Athena says, is courage that does not roar, but steadies the soul in the tempest. The traveler watches as the sailor bends the sails, choosing patience over rash command. Each decision measured, not to conquer the sea, but to dance with its boundless power. The ship tilts, sways, but does not break, carried forward by the harmony of man and ocean. The vision shifts, showing dawn breaking, the sea calmed, the ship gliding into safe harbor. The crew gathers, weary yet alive, their eyes filled with gratitude for the quiet strength that saved them. The sailor does not boast nor seek reward, for he knows the sea will always rise again. His wisdom lies not in defeating storms, but in meeting them with balance, courage, and clarity. The traveler feels the lesson stir within, like a tide lifting unseen depths of the soul. Athena's eyes gleam softly as the vision fades, the storm dissolving into the stillness of the grove. "Do you see?" she asks. "True wisdom does not resist the storm, nor surrender, but learns its song." The traveler nods, sensing the truth, their heart carrying both the weight and grace of the tale. The grove listens in silence, the branches swaying as if echoing the rhythm of unseen waves. Athena lowers her hand, her voice quiet but enduring, like the last note of a fading hymn. The sailor knew that courage without wisdom is reckless, and wisdom without courage is hollow. The traveler closes their eyes, feeling the story's truth settle like an anchor within their spirit. When they open them again, the grove glows faintly, the air alive with waiting, with promise. Athena stands serene, her presence vast, her gaze inviting, as if the path eternal has only begun. The grove glows once more, a soft current of light weaving through branches as Athena raises her hand. The travelers steadies themselves, the air shifting into warmth, as though dawn itself is about to be born. A new vision takes form, revealing a valley, quiet and green, with fields stretching wide under golden skies. In its heart stands a teacher, not robed in grandeur, but simple, humble, surrounded by children at play. Athena's voice flows like water, gentle and steady, guiding the traveler deeper into the unfolding story. "There was once a teacher," she says, "who believed that every mind was a lamp waiting for its flame." The children gather in circles, their eyes wide, their hands eager to learn the wonders of the world. He teaches them not just words or numbers, but questions, the art of wonder, the courage to think. When they ask, he does not give answers swiftly, but invites them to seek, to test, to discover. Each lesson is not a command, but a journey, leading them to find their own strength within. He teaches patience, showing that wisdom is not rushed, but blooms in its season like spring. The children laugh, sometimes fail, sometimes stumble, yet always rise, guided by his steady hand. "Wisdom," Athena says, "is not a treasure to be given. It is a fire lit, a light shared." The vision sways, showing the children grown, their paths branching like rivers from the valley. Some become healers, some farmers, some builders, all carrying the spark he once nurtured. They teach others in turn, their voices echoing the patience and kindness of the teacher long past. The traveler feels their chest stir, the weight of the lesson pressing gently yet deeply. The vision returns to the teacher, now old, his face lined with time, his eyes still bright with joy. He sits beneath a tree, the laughter of new children around him, his heart full, his spirit light. He knows he will not see all their journeys, but he has given them what cannot be measured. Not answers, but the love of seeking, the courage of thought, the gift of questioning. When his days fade, the valley remains filled with voices carrying his flame into the endless future. The traveler inhales, the truth settling like dawn, breaking across their own hidden doubts. Athena lowers her hand, her gaze tender yet fierce with meaning, her words soft but strong. "Do you see?" she asks. "Wisdom is not only to know, but to kindle the knowing in others." The grove shimmers, branches swaying as if whispering agreement, their leaves echoing her truth. The traveler nods, their spirit lifted, as though a lamp has been lit within their very soul. They feel the power of the story linger, not heavy, but radiant, like a flame refusing to dim. Athena's eyes glow with calm certainty, as though the path ahead has become brighter. "The teacher's gift is endless," she says, "for wisdom multiplies when it is shared." The traveler closes their eyes, feeling the warmth of the vision guide them onward, step by step. When they open them, the grove waits in silence, patient, as if the path eternal still calls them forth. The grove darkens softly, the air trembling as if touched by memory, as Athena raises her hand again. The traveler steadies their breath, and a vision unfurls like night sky, unfolding stars one by one. They see a quiet mountain path, winding upward through stone and silence, kissed by thin clouds. At its base stands a pilgrim, clothed in simple robes, carrying no riches, only a staff and hope. Athena's voice weaves through the vision, steady, timeless, carrying weight like the mountain itself. There was once a seeker, she says, who climbed not for glory, but for truth beyond measure. Step by step, the pilgrim ascends, though the path is long, steep, and the air thins with each stride. Others turn back, weary, but he continues, guided not by pride, but by yearning deep within. He pauses at streams, drinks from their clarity, seeing each ripple as wisdom in quiet disguise. At night, he sleeps under the stars, asking no one for direction, listening to the sky for counsel. He faces storms, but does not curse them, seeing even hardship as a teacher cloaked in cloud. Wisdom, Athena says, is not found in the summit alone, but in every step taken with intent. The vision shifts, showing the pilgrim kneeling at a high cliff, gazing into the endless horizon. He does not shout in triumph, for the mountain has not been conquered. It has been understood. The silence around him becomes vast, and in it he feels not alone, but part of all that lives. The wind carries voices of earth and sky, teaching him the unity of all things woven together. He realizes the climb was never about reaching a peak, but about becoming still enough to hear. Athena's voice softens, flowing through the vision like the mountain stream he once drank from. Wisdom waits not at the end, but along the way, in stones, in clouds, in breaths uncounted. The traveler feels the pilgrim's journey echo within, as if their own steps resound upon the path. The vision shows the pilgrim descending, face calm, heart open, carrying truth but speaking gently. He does not claim to hold answers, but walks among others, guiding with silence more than words. The mountain gave him nothing he could carry, yet everything he could become. The traveler's heart swells, the story filling them with a longing both fierce and serene. Athena lowers her hand, her gaze profound, the grove humming with the mountain's quiet strength. "Do you see?" she asks. Wisdom is not seized. It is walked into, lived, and breathed. The traveler bows their head, feeling the depth of the lesson settle like roots into their being. The grove sways in rhythm, as though mountains themselves whisper agreement through the trees. The silence deepens, not heavy but vast, carrying the weight of the pilgrim's unspoken truth. Athena's eyes glimmer, her voice wrapping the moment in both gravity and grace. The seeker found no treasure, yet he became a treasure to all who crossed his path. The traveler lifts their eyes, spirit lighter yet anchored, the path eternal glowing within their soul. The grove brightens once more, light flowing like golden water as Athena raises her hand with gentle grace. The traveler breathes deeply, their heart ready as another story takes shape within the shimmering air. They see a village surrounded by orchards, its trees heavy with blossoms that sway like whispers of spring. In the heart of the village stands a healer, quiet and patient, tending to her people with steady care. Athena's voice softens, carrying warmth, weaving the tale into the traveler's listening spirit. "There was once a healer," she says, "whose gift was not only in herbs, but in listening to sorrow. The healer moves from home to home, carrying no riches but a basket filled with herbs and gentle words. She listens to the sick, their voices trembling, their fears heavy, her silence holding them like a cradle. Her hands soothe wounds, but her eyes mend hearts, for she knows healing is more than the body. The villagers trust her not for miracles, but for the way she brings peace to burdened souls. When she speaks, it is not command, but comfort, guiding each one back to balance slowly, patiently. Wisdom, Athena says, is compassion that hears the unspoken and gives without measure. At Kerkhoff, vision shifts, showing the healer walking in rain, her basket soaked, yet her spirit unbroken. She enters homes where grief lingers, offering presence when words could never be enough. Sometimes she cannot cure, but she stays, her silence itself becoming a balm for the weary. The traveler feels their chest tighten, the quiet strength of the healer echoing deep within. The vision shows the healer aged, her hands worn, her back bent, yet her eyes shining with peace. She teaches others her ways, not through lecture, but through example, kindness flowing endlessly. The village thrives in her care, its people carrying forward the gentleness she planted. Even when she is gone, her voice remains in memory, her touch alive in the kindness of others. Athena's gaze glimmers, her words wrapping the vision with both weight and tenderness. The healer did not banish death, nor erase sorrow, but she gave meaning to every breath. The traveler exhales, feeling the lesson anchor like roots, steady and unshakable within their soul. The vision fades, the blossoms dissolving into the stillness of the grove, soft as falling petals. The trees sway, as though carrying her story in their branches, whispering it to the night. Athena lowers her hand, her face serene, her presence vast as the stars above. "Do you see?" she asks. Wisdom is love made steady, compassion made eternal. The traveler nods slowly, eyes shining, as though they too have been touched by the healer's hand. They feel lighter, yet deeper, as if their spirit has been cleansed by invisible waters of care. The grove hums quietly, holding the truth as sacred, as eternal as the path itself. Athena steps back slightly, her gaze calm but fierce, her words lingering like a vow. The healer's gift endures in every kindness given, for compassion is the pulse of eternity. The traveler closes their eyes, carrying the lesson like a flame, ready for the next step ahead. The grove glows with silver light, soft and vast, as Athena raises her hand and summons another tale. The traveler breathes deeply, their hearts steady as the vision takes shape within the quiet air. They see a city filled with voices, its streets alive with trade, song, debate, and endless movement. In its center stands a judge, not robed in gold, but clothed in plain garments, calm and unshaken. Athena's voice flows steady, carrying strength, weaving the story into the traveler's spirit. "There was once a judge," she says, "who sought not power, but fairness for every soul." The judge listens as disputes arise, neighbors quarreling, merchants arguing, voices rising like fire. He does not rush to answer, but waits, letting silence cool the heat of anger before he speaks. His eyes see beyond words, seeking the heart of truth hidden beneath pride and fear. He is not swayed by wealth, nor flattered by status, nor pressured by the crowd's demand. Each decision he makes is measured, not for favor, but for balance, as steady as stone. "Wisdom," Athena says, "is justice that bends neither to fear nor to desire, but holds to truth." The vision shifts, showing the judge late at night, candle burning low, reflecting in quiet solitude. He carries no joy in judgment, only the burden of responsibility and the hope of fairness. When wrongdoers stand before him, he does not despise them, but weighs both harm and cause. He knows that punishment without understanding heals nothing, so he listens deeper still. The traveler feels the weight of his silence, heavy yet pure, like mountains unshaken by storm. The vision sways again, showing the city years later, its people thriving under his quiet hand. They trust him not because he pleases them, but because he stands as a mirror of truth. Even when decisions bring anger, his fairness endures, and time reveals the justice within. Athena's gaze sharpens, her words ringing clear through the vision's solemn light. The judge knew that wisdom is not in pleasing all, but in serving truth above all. The traveler exhales, their spirit trembling with the gravity of the lesson etched into the tale. The judge grows old, his hands unsteady, his voice quieter, but his presence unchanged. He passes his seat to another, chosen not for power, but for humility and care for truth. The people remember him not as a ruler, but as one who held their lives with balance. The traveler's chest swells, the story settling like stone foundations within their soul. The vision fades, the city dissolving into silence, its echo lingering in the grove. The trees stand still, as though carved in stone, holding the weight of justice in their branches. Athena lowers her hand, her voice low yet unyielding, rich with timeless certainty. "Do you see?" she asks. "Wisdom is the courage to serve truth, even when it brings no favor." The traveler nods slowly, the lesson anchoring within like unbreakable pillars of the spirit. The grove breathes, silent but strong, carrying the story deep into the roots of the earth. Athena's eyes glow softly, her words lingering like the final echo of a bell. The judge gave not comfort, but fairness, and in fairness, he gave peace to generations. The traveler closes their eyes, the truth burning steady within, guiding them further on the path eternal. The grove glows with silver light, soft and vast, as Athena raises her hand and summons another tale. The traveler breathes deeply, their hearts steady, as the vision takes shape within the quiet air. They see a city filled with voices, its streets alive with trade, song, debate, and endless movement. In its center stands a judge, not robed in gold, clothed in plain garments, calm and unshaken. Athena's voice flows steady, carrying strength, weaving the story into the traveler's spirit. "There was once a judge," she says, "who sought not power, but fairness for every soul." The judge listens as disputes arise, neighbors quarreling, merchants arguing, voices rising like fire. He does not rush to answer, but waits, letting silence cool the heat of anger before he speaks. His eyes see beyond words, seeking the heart of truth hidden beneath pride and fear. He is not swayed by wealth, nor flattered by status, nor pressured by the crowd's demand. Each decision he makes is measured, not for favor, but for balance, as steady as stone. "Wisdom," Athena says, "is justice that bends neither to fear nor to desire, but holds to truth." The vision shifts, showing the judge late at night, candle burning low, reflecting in quiet solitude. He carries no joy in judgment, only the burden of responsibility and the hope of fairness. When wrongdoers stand before him, he does not despise them, but weighs both harm and cause. He knows that punishment without understanding heals nothing, so he listens deeper still. The traveler feels the weight of his silence, heavy yet pure, like mountains unshaken by storm. The vision sways again, showing the city years later, its people thriving under his quiet hand. They trust him not because he pleases them, but because he stands as a mirror of truth. Even when decisions bring anger, his fairness endures, and time reveals the justice within. Athena's gaze sharpens, her words ringing clear through the vision's solemn light. The judge knew that wisdom is not in pleasing all, but in serving truth above all. The traveler exhales, their spirit trembling with the gravity of the lesson etched into the tale. The judge grows old, his hands unsteady, his voice quieter, but his presence unchanged. He passes his seat to another, chosen not for power, but for humility and care for truth. The people remember him not as a ruler, but as one who held their lives with balance. The traveler's chest swells, the story settling like stone foundations within their soul. The vision fades, the city dissolving into silence, its echo lingering in the grove. The trees stand still, as though carved in stone, holding the weight of justice in their branches. Athena lowers her hand, her voice low yet unyielding, rich with timeless certainty. "Do you see?" she asks. "Wisdom is the courage to serve truth, even when it brings no favor." The traveler nods slowly, the lesson anchoring within like unbreakable pillars of the spirit. The grove breathes, silent but strong, carrying the story deep into the roots of the earth. Athena's eyes glow softly, her words lingering like the final echo of a bell. The judge gave not comfort, but fairness, and in fairness, he gave peace to generations. The traveler closes their eyes, the truth burning steady within, guiding them further on the path eternal. The grove falls into silence, but it is not empty, for it hums with the weight of all that was spoken. The traveler stands still, their heart filled with echoes of Athena's timeless words. The night air feels brighter, as though the stars themselves lean close to listen. They close their eyes, and every vision returns, each lesson shining like a lantern in the dark. They see the weaver, shaping threads of choice, teaching that life is formed in patience. They see the poet, reminding them that truth is not just spoken, but sung into memory. They see the judge showing that justice is not power, but the courage to stand with fairness. They see the pilgrim, who walked the endless path, proving that wisdom lives in each step. Every story breathes within them now, not as myth, but as seeds of a greater truth. Athena does not speak, but her presence surrounds them, vast as sky, steady as earth. The traveler realizes the path eternal is not beyond them. It begins where they stand. It is not a road of gods alone, but one every soul may walk, step by patient step. The olive trees rustle, as though blessing the moment, their leaves shimmering in silver light. The traveler bows low, not in fear, but in gratitude, for the gift of wisdom received. Athena's form glimmers, her light softening, merging once more with the stillness of the grove. She does not vanish, for her presence is eternal, woven into the breath of the world. The traveler lifts their head, the silence now carrying a rhythm like a heartbeat of the earth. They turn slowly, each step leaving not emptiness, but a trail of light within their soul. The grove fades behind them, yet they feel it lives within, no matter where they wander. The path eternal stretches ahead, unseen yet certain, woven into every choice they will make. They do not fear the road, for the stories live within them, steady as stars in the night. Athena's voice lingers one final time, gentle as dawn, certain as truth itself. "Wisdom is not a crown," she whispers, but a light carried quietly, guiding all who walk. The traveler smiles softly, the words echoing deeper than any song or tale could reach. They step forward, not into darkness, but into a horizon filled with quiet promise. Each footfall rings with strength, not from conquest, but from the gift of understanding. The path eternal welcomes them, and in that welcome, they feel at last truly awake. Above, the stars shimmer, countless and unending, mirrors of the journey still ahead. The traveler breathes in, and the night exhales back, carrying them onward with gentle hands. The world is vast, the path is endless, but wisdom will be their constant companion. The grove falls silent once more, yet the story continues, alive in every step they take. And so the tale does not end, for the path eternal has only just begun.